And we're live.
We are live. Welcome back to Backstage Brawl, night one of Wrestlemania, and overall
Strunk,
thoughts.
you sound absolutely miserable.
All right, look, we've all had a little bit to drink. I had about 6 beers the first 2 hours of the show and didn't drink the last hour. And
See, that's your problem. You're on the downward
yeah, I
slope.
should have opened another
Yeah,
beer
that's
at the
that's
end.
why
I
that's
mean,
why I have a headache now. So
we all can agree that the show ended with the best possible scenario for that match.
if
Can we
we
ju-
get a sponsor for White Claw, that'd be great. Like,
Can we just say real quick? Like, I would say, is anything gonna top what we just watched at the end tomorrow? Like, there's no
mean,
possible way.
Think about the high hopes now we have for the Firefly Funhouse match, because
Yeah,
what they just
high.
did.
That's the
The
problem.
bar is
no,
high.
yeah. So
The bar is
yeah, so
high.
the problem with the Firefly Funhouse match is it's gonna be more gimmicky. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was like very. That was a lot less. than
Kind
we
of.
expected
It was
for,
real with like a tad bit
Yeah,
of
it was like an action
unrealistic.
movie scene, you know, like
All the
Undertaker's
smoke
like,
was
well,
CGI, right? Like all the smoke was CGI.
Well, Undertaker gets swarmed by a
don't
bunch
know,
of dudes.
man.
He's like, well, if we're gonna do this, let's do it. And you're like, all right, Chuck Norris.
I was gonna say, Undertaker watches every Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris movie, and he's just been dying to use that since he started wrestling in the '80s.
Like, who would have thought we'd have got the best Undertaker match in 10 years? Like,
So good. All right,
I almost thought AJ was gonna start dubbing. Like that would have been hilarious.
all right, hang on.
He was like, you will never defeat me.
Let's come back to this. Let's finish off the show with this. So the show kicked off tonight with a cool preview. With National Anthem, which was really cool what they did. They went back through all the years of the National Anthem being sung by popular artists, and they dubbed them all together. And I thought that was pretty cool. Then they did the intro, which was supposed to be Johnny Depp, but probably wasn't since they didn't say it was Johnny Depp.
they could only afford the clone of Johnny Depp.
Right. So it was some
Well,
Jack Sparrow lookalike.
they didn't want to give Amber Heard all of his money. So it's
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow. It's
Wait,
Jack Sparrow
first
from Kingdom. It's Jack Sparrow from Kingdom Hearts.
I just
Not
want
actually Johnny Depp.
the Jack Sparrow like intro before the the music was terrible. Just throwing that out there.
I'm that intro, if it was at Raymond James Stadium, would have been incredible. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, true.
So they go into the Performance Center. The WrestleMania sign is in the Performance Center, which I thought was a cool little touch. And then we got Bradshaw tonight instead of Corey Graves. I could have taken it or leave it. I like Corey Graves, but
Well, they said Carmella is under self quarantine because she's not feeling well, so they probably just didn't want him around. Like, no offense to the dude. Like I know they
I
pre-recorded
had
him
him next to Peter Rosenberg.
they pre-recorded him with Peter Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Well,
it was fine. I thought the commentary team did actually a really good job tonight. I didn't have a problem with much of anything that happened when it comes to that. Let's just kick right into the matches, and then we'll go an overall thought on the show. We start off with Alexa and Nikki versus the Kabuki Warriors. Alexa pins Kairi Sane. I think Kairi Sane's probably leaving soon. I don't know if we're all in agreement with that. I don't think she's going to resign.
Yeah, she's there's been rumors that she's been talking with New Japan.
Yeah, she's
because that's where she got famous anyway, right? Like,
yeah, and she's underutilized. I mean,
yeah, like she's just a cushion for Asuka at this point.
Yeah, I thought the match was really good. I don't know if they should have kicked off with this match, but I thought the match was fine.
The match was fine.
Yeah, I think Asuka's the best thing on their programming right now. She's so good.
I think the Nikki Cross, obviously Alexa has had a lot of problems with her concussions, and with no crowd there and all the focus being on the performers, I think you could tell how cushioned that Alexa is during her matches.
Because she didn't wrestle half the match.
Well, no, because Nikki took like 90. Like it's not even like she wasn't part of the match. Like she wasn't part of the match, but then when she was, like, Nikki took a majority of any of the big bumps. Like even when she did Twisted Bliss, she laid it on Nikki and Asuka.
Sure.
Nikki and Kairi Sane.
So with this being pre-recorded, they left a lot of imperfection in, which I was kind of shocked. This match definitely had one of the first cuts. I only had two very noticeable cuts. And one of them came in this match with the with the Kairi Sane elbow.
Off the elbow. She's supposed to do before the ref hit
they
3.
dubbed exactly. They dubbed over the audio of the ref counting for sure. But overall, I thought it was a good match. Asuka can go and be a solo act now. I'm fine with that. So can Kairi.
Jesus.
Keep Asuka heel, make Kairi face again, because Kairi is a perfect baby face if she's gonna stick around, and let them have a little feud before Kairi goes on her way.
Yeah.
Kyrie's the next Peyton Royce and Billy Kay to just
Who would you?
disappear into obscurity.
I thought it was a great kickoff match. I don't know what match would have been better on the kickoff.
I thought it was a little long, honestly, for what it was.
Yeah, like I walked to the store, bought beer, walked my dog, and still made it back before the match was over.
I will give Ferdy credit on this one. He's the only out of us. He was the only one to pick Alexa and Nikki to win.
Well, that's because he likes the way Alexa looks, not because he thought she was going to win. That's why I picked John Morrison to win, and John Morrison won.
Because you liked him. Oh, let's get to that match real quick.
All right, well, next, we had Elias versus King Corbin. Elias gets the win here with a roll up and grabbing the tights, which obviously not really a babyface move, but
it was the theme of the night. Shitty finishers.
Yeah,
finishes.
So I didn't realize how shit this match was until my buddy texted me and he goes, "What's Elias's finisher?" And I was like, I don't know.
He did it.
And then 30 seconds later, he's like, the small package. That's his special. The small package.
Two things you don't know: Elias's finisher, and he actually has entrance music. Which I think that's only the second time I've ever heard it played. So it only
because he actually won.
Right, exactly. It's only the second time I think I've ever heard it.
The last time he won, he was in a tag team with who was he in a tag team with? Braun? Yeah, and Braun won. So
one thing I did like about all the matches tonight is that they talked a lot more. Like you heard them talk, and they were talking shit or whatever.
Well, it's a thing. Like even if they were back when there was crowds, you couldn't hear it.
Right,
but they haven't been doing it on Raw or SmackDown. At least I haven't really noticed.
No, I think they left some of the specialness to this. I think they knew where they were going with it, but this is a lot like a house show. If you go to a house show, house shows are super entertaining, and you hear them talk and you hear them banter with each other, and you got a lot of that vibe in this empty arena, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Any high level thoughts on Elias or King Corbin, where they go from here?
I don't know where Corbin goes from here, dude.
I was thinking about that. Which either of them go? I'm like,
no, and it's not because he's not a good heel, but nobody wants to watch him. Like,
he's not a bad performer, man.
I know, but like, I don't. I mean, like,
he's the truest heel.
Did you get this tired? Did you get this tired of Booker King when he was King
Booker? Absolutely.
Yes.
So the gimmick's ran its course then, right? Like that's the problem. I mean, Corbin, I think, has come a long way on his mic skills. I think he's fine in the ring. But I think the whole King gimmick might have, jumped the shark.
A curse.
Yeah, it might be over with.
Plus, it's a new year. You're not King of the Ring anymore.
I think they need to turn him face. I don't know how you do it, but I think he could be a really big face.
That would
because he's got a massive head.
that would be impressive if they can get someone to cheer for him. He's been a heel all through his NXT run, and he's never been a face. So
I wouldn't cheer for him if he brought a baby out of a burning building.
Well, you say that now. That's my bold 2020 prediction.
That's your bold. Put it in the notes. I'm putting it in the notes right now.
All right. So the next match, I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I'm the only one that picked Becky to win here. Becky picks up the win over Shayna. Shayna had her in the Karabuta clutch, and Becky flipped backwards while still in the hold and got the pin for the win.
Terrible finishing.
Trash.
See, I disagree. I'm gonna disagree with both of you guys on this.
Because it makes them look both strong.
It does. It keeps Shayna fine. I don't think Shayna should be competing for either belt. She needs to go back to NXT.
She's not going anywhere.
She needs to go back to NXT.
She beat the whole Raw Women's roster in an Elimination Chamber match. The whole roster,
and she's beaten everyone in NXT basically.
And you just had her accidentally pinned after a 12-minute match.
Yeah, and she'll probably win the belt on Monday.
I was saying this yesterday.
She'll probably win the belt on Monday. I just didn't think they were going to take it off Becky here. And honestly, if you follow any of the backstage banter, no one likes Shayna. I mean, Vince is very low on her.
Yeah, I know Vince has like changed his mind midway through everything.
Yeah, so I would like to see another NXT woman come up and take that belt off Becky on Monday, or I don't know. I just didn't
I
see
don't know.
Shannon
Like
winning
the only
tonight.
one I think the only one who's got enough star power is Bianca.
Which
But I don't see her just showing up and be like she's not she's a great supporting character, but she's not a very good lead character. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anyone bigger than Becky. I think she keeps that belt for quite
That's what I
6
said.
months.
I mean, even if she goes away for a little bit, let her hang on to it. I mean, I think she
What?
has the star power.
So it can be more protected than it is now.
Well, not the women's belt.
So it could fade into obscurity, just like.
I mean, so here
belts?
they just put the Raw.
Oh, that's fair.
They just put the well. Speaking of the tag belts, they just put those on Raw. So now you can have a woman's storyline. No, Nikki.
No, they're on SmackDown. Yeah, they're on SmackDown.
God, why can't I get that right?
Well, I don't know, man.
Just like you thought Goldberg was on Raw until yesterday.
Yeah, I did think Goldberg was on Raw.
And I'm the guy who doesn't watch wrestling.
He's colorblind, bro. He's colorblind.
Yeah, the belts mean nothing to me. They all look identical. So
that's why you said let Becky take the belt and run away for 4 months because the belts don't mean anything to you.
Well, that's true too. Let them go, baby.
Shit bag.
There's really no one to face Becky but Ronda, and I think Ronda's coming back at SummerSlam.
I think Ronda comes out tomorrow and just makes her tap out
on Monday.
Or that. That'd be cool. I'm down with that.
And then Becky runs.
Are you okay with the belt not being on the show every week with Ronda?
I'm not okay with the status of any women's title at all. So.
I don't know, man. It's funny. We talked about this yesterday. The NXT women's division, man, just flip flop. That's all you need to do. Yeah. Flip flop the entire division. Send all Monday night and SmackDown back to
Nobody
NXT.
wants 40-year-old blonde women in NXT.
Okay, but all right, then fire them all. I don't care. Just bring up like all of NXT women. Just I don't know. Get rid of 205 Live and give them a glow show.
Well, yeah, but I think this is the problem we've talked about or the problem I talk about is how WWE signs everyone, and then there's no room for the people who actually shine to shine because it's such a saturated place that they're too busy. It's not a bad business model because if the other people don't have wrestlers, they can't run a show. But at the same time, then you have fans who get angry at your company because you have all this talent and no place to put them. Yeah, it's like you got a shoe rack that fits 4 pair, and then you got a closet's worth of shoes. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with them? Spit on them?
No, that's a valid argument. I think they've done a good job showcasing the women's division in NXT, though. I think they just need to give them more time.
More segments.
Right, but you can't do that on the main roster. That's what I'm saying. Like the
non-title storylines.
But see, on Raw, you can. There's no
3 hours. Yeah,
you have 3. Give an hour to the women.
You're too busy giving Lana 40 minutes to talk about how she bangs Bobby Lashley, and she doesn't even wrestle.
Well, that pulls YouTube numbers, bro.
Yeah, YouTube draws, baby.
Dude, I follow her on Instagram with her little bang dances she does with TikTok. It's entertaining.
TikTok is the best thing to happen to women's wrestling in a long time.
I thought the clips of Alexa Bliss were the best thing to happen.
Peyton Royce posted a great one today.
I saw that. I did see that. Yeah, I did.
Anyways, moving on. Next up, we had Sami Chicken Shit Zayn retain his belt, which we all predicted.
I hate that they made him chicken shit. Like, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Let that man rest.
Let's also talk about how he looks homeless.
I would say he's rocking like a hardcore dad bod. He looks terrible.
He's getting his long hair. Like, is he trying to get fat? Like, is this a new character coming soon?
He looks like the guy who goes to all of his kids' soccer games and gets wasted and yells at the coach. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you mean she's offside, ref? You're a fucking bum. She's the goalie. She's on the wrong side. And he's like, you're on the wrong side. Like, he's that dad. Like, that's what he looks like.
I'm glad he kept the belt, though. There's so much more they can do.
Yeah, I'm okay with him keeping the belt. This match didn't need to be on the card. This match was a whole bunch of nothing. Nothing happened.
I think I complained most about this match. I think I complained most about this match than any other match to you guys when we were talking. I was like for 3 minutes, Sami was running away, and I sent you the dots.
Yeah,
and then 5 minutes later, I was like, why is Daniel Bryan hulking up?
They did not wrestle. Ferdy hit the nail on the head. They did not wrestle a match. It was. It was.
Well, it goes back to the thing they're not letting Sami wrestle because of how injury prone he is.
So get rid of him. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
Take the belt
I,
off him. Why'd you put the IC belt on him then?
Well, he deserves it. He definitely deserves
fucking Cesaro.
something. But
I mean,
well, he deserves it too. But maybe
that's what I'm
you know what?
saying.
We talked about that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, now they have a name. The something.
The artist collective or
The artist collective. That sounds familiar.
Collective bargaining agreement, something. I don't know. You let me grow my facial hair out, and I'll give Cesaro.
Drew's gonna take that belt off him, I think.
He lost on the pre-show to Cesaro though, so
that's true too.
Clean with Cesaro's new version of the swing. Did you guys see that?
No, I must have missed it.
He put him on his shoulders with no hands and spun around in circles.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then he won, and then it was like his finishing move. I was
and then he.
It wasn't a bad pre-show match.
No, it was all right. It was pretty good.
I really like Cesaro's jacket. That's Cesaro's jacket.
Yeah, awesome. It was pretty cool.
On the side,
what's it say? Wrestling.
It has CSRO on the front, and it says pure wrestler, and then it's got like power moves on the side from like Mortal Kombat. So it has down, left, B, punch, and then the other one has like a different one.
And he's big into video games too.
Yeah,
he's on up, down, down all the time.
Like if that didn't say Cesaro on it, I would buy the shit out of that jacket.
All right, up next, one of the better matches on the card tonight. Again, AJ was the only one to predict this. Our singles tag team title match, ladder match, which Morrison retains after all three grab the belts. Morrison falls backwards, holding the actual titles. You
know what I wanted to happen there is I wanted was it Jay was in the match?
It was Jimmy
and Kofi to grab each of them and like them be.
Yeah, I thought about something like that happening too. Yeah.
But it didn't happen like that. But Morrison,
I think
the match was awesome though.
Yeah, the match was
spots
great.
In this match when Kofi went through the ladder and they caught him. I was like, dude, Kofi. Wow,
and Kofi and Jimmy going back and forth with their verbiage, like yelling at each other.
I got to take you out, man.
Yeah, it was great. They put on a hell of a match for an empty arena. That has to be hard to do. You know, a lot of that bumping, you have the adrenaline to feed off of, and there's just no adrenaline in the building right now.
Did you hear Jimmy when he was on the, you know how like they're in the corner and Morrison was on the buckle and like Jimmy was trying to climb the ladder? Like Morrison was like holding, like he had to keep holding the ladder with his foot.
With his right foot on the when he was on the top rope.
And I was like, that's a true bro right there. He's like, let's doing it. And then Jimmy's like, come here, boy. And he's like, I'm pulling the ladder for you. Stop calling me boy. Like I'm like, that man is holding that ladder so you don't die. You better stop calling him boy. And then he even and then you even noticed, which is a fault of the editing, when somebody was on the turnbuckle and then Morrison was on the ground and then it was Kofi. Jimmy was on the ground and Morrison was on the ground and Morrison moved closer to the turnbuckle so Kofi could hit him.
Yeah.
And they showed it and I was like, well, you know, that's a veteran move, but they really should have edited that out. And then obviously, if you didn't have any extra footage, like you're not gonna get cut.
Jimmy with the fall from the top rope to the outside of the ring was obviously on a crash pad. They didn't show him actually hit the ground.
Right. Yeah, that was the second cut we talked about.
Which is fine. I mean,
I'm
all for protecting him when he can.
I was gonna say the advantages you have when you don't
absolutely yeah, because that spot would probably still have been the match if there was 80,000 there. So, you know, just protect him if you can. I'm okay with that.
Are you okay with Morrison keeping the belts? Like, who do they fight? Or you run this back when everyone's
I personally think they lose them fairly quickly, and then it sets up for more with the Miz taking the pin, and then it sets up for a face Morrison versus a heel Miz,
which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, the last time you saw that, it wasn't a big draw. It happened
Morrison's such money. He's money in the ring, but God, he's awful in every other aspect. Like, can that man like get a different outfit in the last 15 years of him wrestling? For the love of God.
He had a different outfit at the other promotions.
Jeans. I don't care anything else. To wear a shirt, maybe.
He used to wear jeans in what was it? AAA. He was the AAA champion.
Oh, true.
And he had like rhinestone pants and Impact. But they really should rename him Johnny SmackDown because he's Johnny Impact. He was Johnny
Nitro.
He's Johnny Nitro. They really should just call him Johnny SmackDown and Johnny Raw. And
maybe
Johnny Raw is awesome.
Maybe he'll go on a little singles run. Maybe he'll feud with the Miz and then go after the IC belt or something.
He's a 5-time IC champion.
Right, which is his ceiling, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't see him
because he can't talk.
Yeah, I don't see him winning.
Oh, by the way, the music video that him and Miz wrote or did, it's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
It made me smile though.
I watched that at work the other day, and I was like, this isn't real. And I turned it on, I was like, holy fuck, this is real.
All right, up next, what I thought was the best match in the Performance Center tonight. I don't think it was the match of the night, but it was very close. KO versus Seth Rollins. KO picks up the first win by DQ when Seth hits him in the head with the bell. The follow-up, Owen saw him come back and called him a little bitch. Rollins comes back. No DQ, no rules. KO jumps off the Mania sign for the big spot of the night. And KO stuns him for the win. Clean 1, 2, 3.
That spot off the sign was probably the spot of the night besides the whole Undertaker match.
For sure. Oh, definitely.
I'm glad. I was a little disappointed when he DQ'd him. I was like, is this, are we watching Raw? Is this how this is really going to end? And then when he ran it back, I was like, thank God.
Yeah, there's surprisingly no DQs or. Yeah, because like usually at a pay-per-view, there's at least one DQ or one count out or one no decision.
There was more like DQ, disqualification, ladder match, everything than a regular match this card. So
yeah, they gotta sell the gimmicks.
So do we think that? Because obviously the rumor is Seth is changing up his whole group. But he still wants to have some sort of faction. Do you think he
brings in Andrade? He stole his like you said, he stole his pants.
Oh my God, he was dressed just like fucking Andrade. The jacket and everything. That's Andrade's gear from every takeover ever.
I could see him bringing Aleister Black if Aleister Black loses to Bobby Lashley.
I want him to bring 2 NXT guys. I don't know which ones those would be, but
there's no room. There's no room. Like we just talked about the saturation. There's no like they brought AOP in.
Okay, so he's gonna bash the guys that are in his group now. He's gonna kick them out. Where were you? You didn't help me. It was no rules. You guys.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is like they're still gonna be on the main roster, and they're still gonna
hear me out. Hear me out. You bring him up as the new leader of.
No, that won't happen.
And then you have Adam Cole and him feud next year at Mania for the control of Undisputed Era.
Yeah, as much as I would like that, WWE
Undisputed
doesn't do
Era
anything intelligent. So
Undisputed Era is money already. They don't need Seth Rollins. They don't need anybody.
It wouldn't hurt. I mean,
it actually might hurt.
Is Undisputed actually going to leave NXT?
No,
Adam Cole will. Roderick Strong probably not. Bobby Fish.
I don't think they'll move Adam Cole. I don't think they'll move any of them. They're probably They're one of the highest merchandise sales.
Period. For sure.
So and they need strong characters in NXT to provide that TV contract. And I think the people in Undisputed Era have seen people leave NXT and come back because they're not utilized.
Yeah, but I think this changed a lot of things. They dropped all the titles except Adam Cole, and I think Adam Cole was going to drop the title this weekend to Dream. And then possibly we could have seen all of Undisputed Era on Raw or SmackDown this week. Obviously things change, and now we're not going to see that match for a week or two. I still think Dream ultimately takes the title from Cole.
Word on the street is they only have 1 week's worth of shows left that are taped.
They don't have SmackDown taped either. It's just
So we don't know what's
but they have 2 weeks of the next 2 weeks of basically they taped all the takeover matches and they're going to air them over the next 2 weeks on NXT.
Right. So, what I'm saying is like everything else because Florida shut down. Like we don't know what's going to happen on any main show.
Right.
So it could take 6 months for Undisputed Era to move anywhere. Even
that's true. That's true. After that,
we picked a really helpful time to start a podcast.
I thought the same thing, but hey, after that we get Mojo and Gronk up on the stage there. We get good old R-Truth coming in, 24/7 7-Eleven Intercontinental European Champion.
I-95
South. West.
Yo, first of all, we didn't even talk about Gronk and how terrible he was opening the show.
It's cringe, bro. I didn't notice.
I thought we were gonna finish hating on Gronk at the end because he was over the whole show. So.
It was bad, but Gronk goes to pin R-Truth. Mojo throws him off, and Mojo's your new 24/7 champion. So
yay!
None of us gets points for that. No one predicted it.
Gronk has someone to feud with. Mojo Rawley.
Shocking.
Honestly,
how
exciting. I thought about predicting it, and I was like, honestly, I hate this title so much. I don't even want to wish it.
I don't hate it. I love that they have it and it has unique things to it. But
I'm not mad at it. R-Truth. The more R-Truth I can have on my TV, the better. I honestly think Truth is awesome. So
Truth deserves. They should rename it after Truth retires.
I think he's 36-time champion, 37-time champion now. So.
just call it the Truth 24/7 belt.
It's like they created the hardcore title for McFoley. They created the 24/7 championship for R-Truth.
It's too bad it's not the hardcore title anymore, though. That was the shit.
Somebody's getting cracked with a Heyman promo. Heyman sounded a little sick. Did he not? Did anyone else think
he looked like not sick, but that man's been up for 3 days straight. But apparently they were filming until 5 a.m. on some of these matches.
It was either that or he's watched a lot of Jake the Snake promos and just decided to take it down a notch.
Jake the Snake had lung cancer. That's not fair at all.
No, I'm saying his low tone. He kind of whispered his promo instead of screaming it.
Not his lack of breath.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about his.
You're getting now. I was like, you fucking scumbag.
He went Brock. He was doing the whole whisper gimmick. So
maybe that was a little.
But it was a good promo. Did either one of you guys check out the documentary today for the Chronicle for Drew McIntyre?
No,
it's on right now.
Well, I don't know if it was supposed to, but it was on. I watched it around 4:00 today. It makes me almost want to change my pick to him, but at the same time, he is a man that is seriously dejected. When he flies over to Scotland to do some promos for the Chronicle or whatever, and as soon as he gets there, he gets a text that he has to come back, and he knows at that point how serious the whole situation is, and his face he just looks completely dejected. I've worked so hard for this, I did all this work, and now nothing may happen. And to my prediction yesterday, if he does win, he's sitting in his garage 2 days ago because they have film all the way up to April 1st. He's sitting in his garage, and Jinder Mahal walks in, and they're talking about Jinder ready to come back, and how hard Drew's worked and how hard Jinder's worked, and a 3MB reunion coming up, and all this other shit. So if Drew wins,
he's gonna gain 40 pounds.
If Drew wins, Jinder's his.
I'm okay with that match if it's on Monday Night Raw.
I'm okay with that match if it's Drew McIntyre, Claymore kicking, and Jinder Mahal out of the WWE forever. I will say that obviously because I enjoy Impact and I enjoy the other promotions that aren't as popular, I have seen Drew do a lot of things in other promotions, and he even went to Evolve once, and there was somebody complaining about how they haven't gotten a fair title shot, and Drew McIntyre came out and he's like, I got fired by the WWE. I went to every other promotion and became world champion. Stop your bitching. And he said that in front of 50, maybe 50 people, in this little indie arena. And it was all over because Impact had a deal with Evolve before WWE bought Evolve. Or bought controlling interest in Evolve or whatever they have going on. And so him and EC3 were there. And Drew McIntyre was I got fired and I became world champion everywhere. He's stop crying and do the work. And so I didn't like Drew McIntyre in Impact because he was a heel, and he's still he's Drew Galloway, but he definitely has put in the work, and I think he does deserve it. So hopefully he comes through, and it will suck that if he wins, that it's gonna be to no one, except Gronk and Mojo
yelling and getting hyped,
and then Gronk's gonna come out and shoulder tackle him and pin him for the title.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As he's celebrating and ends the night,
and then he'll become the normal merch seller, and we'll move on.
But you don't blame it. You can't blame him for being dejected because he has worked. A lot of people say a lot of people say they've worked for this. Jinder Mahal was under contract and then got suspended and then came back ripped. Drew McIntyre's actually wrestled every day.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll get more into that tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna take you guys back to 1994 for a second. All right.
Well, I was 4.
Your champion is Bob Backlund. All right.
We got better against Bob Backlund.
House show, Bob Backlund, right? Diesel comes out. Big boot, jackknife, 7 seconds, your new champion on a house show. 2 moves performed in that match for a title change.
I hate you so much that you just...
Tonight, 2 moves. We had spears and we had power slams. Braun Strowman defeats Goldberg, which AJ and I were on the same page with. Braun Strowman is your new Universal Champion in a total of 5 minutes and
26 seconds.
26 seconds from entrance to final bell.
From tip to taint. 5:26.
High level thoughts on the match and on Braun Strowman going forward.
Well, high level thoughts on the match was it was so predictable. All 3 of us predicted it.
No, you picked Goldberg.
No. Predicted the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. You guys
We
picked
said
under
under
7. I picked
7.
under 6.
Fair. But I mean, we were all in agreement, so this shit wasn't going very long at all. The only reason I picked Goldberg is because I just I didn't see him putting on Braun, but I'm okay with him having it. It's just he's gonna lose it to Roman, and whenever this is over, as soon as possible.
So I actually thought that too last night, and then I realized that Vince McMahon doesn't like being told no. So I think that
I've heard, yeah.
So I think Roman eats pie for a long time.
What? You're crazy.
I'm not saying over a year. I'm saying that he's not going to win that belt within the next 6 months. He'll probably get the same treatment that Braun got for a while, where Braun fought Roman every pay-per-view and lost to Roman or Brock, right? Brock and Roman.
Yeah, both.
Every pay-per-view for like a year. They'll throw in a random dude in a triple threat match once every 2 months to make it interesting. But,
who besides Roman is even believable to beat Braun though? That's the problem putting a belt on someone like Braun or Goldberg at this point. I don't know.
It has to be Bray. I mean, I don't see anyone else unless Cena beats Bray tomorrow, and then Cena is going to stick around for 3 months. But like we said, we have no idea what the future holds. Taker could take the belt off him.
Which you know what, I'm cool with. If that happens, I'm cool with it. But it's just a waste. They took the belt off the Fiend for Goldberg to lose it to Braun, or even a Gold. Yeah,
well, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Like, nobody who's originally planned for this match was in this match. They didn't have to have the match.
Right, but this is like, okay, let's say coronavirus doesn't happen. This is super high level thought and super high level booking. You have Goldberg beat the Fiend, which nobody wanted. So now you have Goldberg in a position where he's being booed. And they didn't want him to have the belt against Roman, who now Vince is going to have his way and they're going to cheer because they don't want Goldberg to have the belt. So really overall, this like to put the belt on Bray and then have him lose it to Goldberg and then to have Goldberg be booed and Roman be cheered and Roman win the belt at Mania to get his Mania moment. It was really clever. Obviously things didn't go down that way. And we now have Braun as champion. So quickly, who is the next Universal Champion after Braun? Not eventually to Roman, but who is the next Universal?
Not the Fiend and not.
I'm gonna say the Fiend, man. I feel like it has to be at this point. If it's not gonna be the Fiend and it's not gonna be the Undertaker, which I'm cool with, it's gonna be Roman. There's no one else believable unless it's cheating. Like I don't know. Maybe Homeboy loses the IC belt and they all gain up.
Well, that's what the issue. That's why I said they didn't have to have the match. They could have literally said that due to COVID concerns, the Goldberg Roman match was canceled. Because the reason they gave Goldberg that belt, like Strunk said, is so Roman would get cheered when he won it.
Right.
But now you're back at the original predicament you're in, when now you have a fan favorite who has that belt, and you want somebody else to have that.
You can't
belt.
hotshot it to Roman now. There's no way.
Exactly.
We don't know if they're going to...
And even if he drops it to the Fiend to drop to Roman,
it's not going to
they're
work.
still not going to be happy.
Nope.
So if he drops to the Fiend has to drop it to a heel or not even a heel. Somebody the fans hate, because even if it's heel, they might like them over Roman.
Corbin.
Oh, fucking...
I'll
resign from this podcast today.
I mean, he's literally what you just described. If you want Roman to guarantee to be cheered, you put the belt on Corbin.
But nobody wants another 7 matches between Corbin and Roman. We spent 6 months watching.
No, we only need one.
But it's also... yeah, you're right.
We only need one.
Listen. We don't know if the draft's coming up.
Yeah, there could be a shakeup after all this. Like
I could see Seth coming over and get kind of a refresh.
It would be great. It would be great for them to have the Raw, do whatever, tie up some loose ends, and then 3-month hiatus, and then come back to a fresh draft, or fresh roster shakeup, however they want to call it.
Yeah,
man, they're gonna stop their count of consecutive live shows.
Ooh, well, no, they'll still do live shows from studio. I bet they're just not going to do live wrestling. They have to get that TV money. They're not going to stop.
TV money. They don't get paid if they don't have a show.
Yeah. So,
I mean, the wrestlers aren't getting paid anyway.
Well, they have the what do they call it?
The low
end.
They're
downside.
Downside.
Yeah.
They're getting paid.
Downside guarantee.
Even though John Cena's probably getting like $5 million.
Well, did you guys see the Forbes list that came out today?
No.
Hang on one second. I'll look it up real quick because it's really interesting. Brock made the most.
Of course.
Let's see here.
What is it? Highest paid pro wrestlers?
I got it right here. So the highest paid performer this year was Brock at $10 million. Second place was Roman at $5 million. Orton's third at $4.1 million. Seth Rollins at $4 million. Triple H at $3.3 million. Becky Lynch at $3.1 million. Goldberg at $3 million. Let that sink in for a second.
And Shane at 2.
Shane at 2. Stephanie at 2. And Strowman at 1.9. So
Shane McMahon?
Yeah, Shane McMahon.
Yeah. But Triple H's are for his corporate salary and his performer salary.
No, they're not. This is strictly performer salary.
I don't know, because last year I read that he made 3.5 with both combined. So
maybe,
if he did get demoted, then 3.3 with them. I mean, I can wrestle
got demoted.
Yeah, and again,
paid less.
Yeah, I don't. And if you heard what he had to say about that, I don't know. The whole demotion thing was kind of a joke. It was a story that someone ran with. I don't necessarily think it was a demotion, but all right, let's do it.
I don't think Roman deserves the second highest salary in WWE. That's all I'm saying.
What, Roman Reigns? You don't think deserves the second highest?
I think Randy deserves third.
I mean, I know he had leukemia and he was gone for 6 months. I get that, but I'm saying like
Randy Orton gets that money because they want his ass to stay
not in AEW, right? Exactly.
Yeah. And Seth Rollins definitely deserves more than Roman Reigns does.
He's close.
Seth Rollins has carried Raw for the past.
He's close. I like this. I like that Becky's up there. You know, Becky was the surprise of the list. You know, honestly.
Becky, yeah, man. She must be selling some merch then. That's why.
I don't think their merch is included in that.
It's not, and
it's not. That's just their pure salary.
That's their salary, their downside.
Yes. So you know, Seth is making more.
So did she just resign? What's Becky's contract?
She did resign about 1.5 years ago.
No, I thought she hasn't resigned yet. There was a news article that said she hadn't resigned yet.
Okay, maybe she hasn't. She's making a lot of money to not have resigned in the past year. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, fair.
I thought she resigned after Mania last year.
AJ's not on that list either. I would
maybe
AJ.
Maybe it does include their merch, because it says a new update on WWE contract to Becky Lynch has come to fruition via latest edition of Wrestler Observer. Dave Meltzer reports that Lynch signed a $1 million per year deal in 2019.
Okay, so maybe. Well, I think this is downside. Uh oh, look at that, guys. We ended our podcast. I'm going to give me 1 second if you're on the audio version. I'm sorry about that. Accept that. We're gonna join back in here, guys. Hang tight. Right. All right, 45 minutes, baby. We get 45 minutes without paying for more space.
Apparently. Where's AJ at? He hasn't asked to be admitted yet.
But either way, Strowman with 1.9 million shows that they actually do value him as an asset, you know. But it is surprising not to see people like Charlotte, AJ. I guess those are the two big ones that you would expect to see on here.
But I'm glad I'm with you. I'm glad Becky's on there.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Ronda's not on there. You know, she got paid.
This year or last year is that list?
See that this is for 2019.
Huh.
Okay, so it says factors on how much wrestlers make is their downside guarantee, so their base income, along with additional payouts for well-performing events and merchandise sales. So this does include merchandise sales.
Okay. Will you invite him? It says it's invalid, and I don't have him in my contacts.
I don't have him in contacts either, but I can put the Facebook. Sorry guys, we're just trying to reset up here. Technical difficulties, little kinks, no big deal. Get AJ back in and we can talk about one of the best matches in WrestleMania history.
And it's hard to argue that. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good.
It was fantastic.
Let me admit him. He's back in. Yeah. AJ.
He's connected to audio.
Oh, true. I forgot it takes a second.
All right, all right.
There.
We have 45 minutes. I'll look into it after this.
Yeah. Just to wrap up our last conversation, AJ, the numbers that I have, it factors how much a wrestler makes for their downside guarantee, along with additional payouts for well-performing events and merchandise sales.
Okay, so it does include merch.
It does include merch, and it includes also main eventing WrestleMania last year for Becky. You know, that type of deal. But like we were all saying, it's surprising you don't see an AJ Styles on here or even a Charlotte Flair. Or Ronda Rousey. I was saying I'm surprised Rousey's not on here.
Yeah.
The only reason I would say that those wouldn't be included is maybe they aren't openly disclosed. I know like people expect Brock to make a lot of money and expect Roman and Rollins and
Goldberg at $3 million. That's that Saudi money, man. That's what that is.
That's that blood money, boy.
Yep. Exactly what that is.
Like if you worked for WWE for 20 years and AJ Styles came in and started making $5 million a year, you'd be probably pretty pissed.
That's fair. All right, let's do it, gentlemen. Let's talk about what turned out to be a fantastic match.
The Bonehammer match.
The Boneyard match. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker. Undertaker put him in a grave and dumped a little bit of dirt on the guy and rode off into the moon set on his motorcycle.
I wonder if they learned anything from the whole, like I said, the Matt Hardy stuff, because everything was corny and awesome and amazing, and like the banner was awesome and the cuts were great.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if they listened to Matt Hardy 2 years ago when he said you should be doing these kind of matches because you have the production capability, like TNA did it or Impact did it, and they had a terrible budget. Like that company couldn't even afford to pay their employees. So now you have WWE who pays over $100 million a year in salaries, and they're like, okay, well, let's go do it then. You know, so like this was high quality. It was corny.
In the best way possible.
Yeah, and you got like an action on like, so there's like the top, like after AJ puts Undertaker through the fence, and Taker's just like sitting there, and they start playing the lone cowboy music.
The music was the best part.
They're about to put I was like, oh my god, are they gonna put Yeller down? Like,
right.
Like literally, I said, go put Yeller down, AJ. Make me proud because I predicted AJ would win.
You never got to hear Undertaker talk so much too.
That's what I was
talking
the
whole time, bro.
It was the best thing that I needed that I never knew I needed was Undertaker commenting on his own match. I mean, how great was that?
Oh, it was fantastic.
And
he was
then
talking shit the whole time.
The preview for the documentary that's coming, or for the little short series they're doing on the Undertaker, like talk about peeling back the curtains. I don't know if it was Vince or Taker or who, but 5 years ago that would have never have happened. The Broken Skull sessions with Taker would have never have happened 5 years ago.
No, Undertaker was all about his character and protecting.
Yeah, what they're doing with it's amazing. I'm super excited for that.
Well, like and during the preview for that, Taker's like, I'm gonna retire when I feel like it, doing something that I think is great, and it's gonna be to somebody who I think deserves it. And then you started seeing Undertaker actually struggling during that match. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, maybe this is gonna be it.
Final, yeah.
You know, because like they're having those sessions, like obviously Undertaker's he is getting older.
Sure.
You could see it like a few times during the match, like obviously he still looks great. He does. He's got like the gobble neck going and stuff like that. But like, like I said, it was like when your dad comes home and catches you breaking windows with your baseball. Like I broke a window with with a baseball when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and my brother and I like blamed each other for it. When my dad came home, and we locked ourselves in our rooms, and my dad talked just like the Undertaker, and he's like, "Come out here, boy, and take your medicine." And I'm like, "All right." So when Undertaker showed up, "Hey Jerry, like let's do it." And I'm like, "God," I was like, "PTSD, here we go." I was like, AJ, your dad's home, and it's time to get your ass beat. So like for me, it was great because that's exactly what it felt like the whole time.
Yeah.
And then
He's saying even, what's my wife's name? What's my wife's name? Say it. Say her name.
Say it, boy. He kept calling him boy.
Yeah, he called him boy.
God.
How old am I? Tell me how old I am.
Right.
This is the formula they need to do with Taker. If they want to give him another title reign, like gimmicky things like this. Doesn't have to be the same thing every time, but like little things like this just make everything. So
well, I don't think obviously I don't think they can do this for every pay-per-view if Undertaker got a title shot.
No,
but
because you'd be like, all right, Undertaker, like you're not goddamn Johnny Walker here. Like, let's just
or is he?
It was definitely something. I think the going up on the roof was a little much. I don't know. I mean, like, I didn't understand. Like, if I was AJ and Undertaker
was running away from him.
Yeah, I know, but I would have kicked the fucking ladder over him. Like,
yeah, but
take your medicine, old man.
You gotta suspend a little disbelief.
I understand, but what I'm saying is like there was other ways. There's other ways they could have tombstoned Carl Anderson on a piece of metal.
He threw AJ off that roof though. I mean,
yeah, he went through a bunch of pallets.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah,
the lighting,
the
like
lighting at the end with the Taker cross.
Listen, I knew the match was gonna be fantastic when the
AJ comes out in the casket.
Comes out of the casket. His music hits. I'm like, oh my god,
so
like
good.
yes.
I was watching that, and then I was like, man, apparently, I was like, Ferdy's gonna be pissed that he didn't use different music. And then AJ came out, and I was like, this is so good.
Yeah, immediately.
I was like, honestly, the rest of this match could suck, and AJ Styles has the best.
And then he started coming down the road with the motorcycle, and I've been playing a little bit of Days Gone the last few months, and I'm like, yeah, like I was like, this is all I want so bad.
I'm very pleased. Best, yeah, I'm very pleased with how this turned out, and like I said, the commentary.
Very human match.
Yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
Human.
Yeah.
Like a lot of wrestling is very procedural, like you don't hear, like Ferdy said earlier, you don't hear them talking. Towards the end,
when Taker
like, don't bury me. Don't bury me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, they kind of bitched AJ out a little bit at the end there.
I'm not gonna bury you, boy. Like
if I had to complain a little bit, they bitched AJ out a little bit with the "I'm sorry" and "Don't bury me" shit. They could have done.
But you could have said the same thing about Undertaker, like rolling over for 5 minutes.
That's true. The old man gimmick, yeah, that's true.
Playing old Yeller music.
When he broke the window and fucked up his arm, he's like, son of a bitch.
He's like, son of a bitch.
It reminds me of Goldberg, when Goldberg busted that window.
Yeah, when the people came out, I guess the garage opened or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so great, and like he just beat their ass real quick. But it was just like the idea
he's
of
like,
him being.
He's like, well, we're gonna do it.
Let's do this.
Yeah, just the idea of him being surrounded, and he didn't.
Ferdy, I know you don't watch Star Wars. It reminded me of the newest Star Wars movie where Kylo Ren gets surrounded, Strunk. Oh, you do? Oh no, you don't like Marvel movies, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I like them. I'm not like.
So like Kylo Ren gets surrounded, and he's like. And just cuts them all down. Like that's what it reminded me
of. Yeah, so pleasantly surprised with the match. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Pleasantly surprised with the show. It wasn't hard to watch. The more and more we go into this, the more you get used to the whole empty arena thing. They're getting better at it.
It didn't feel like a WrestleMania show.
It didn't for sure.
Like the Undertaker was the only in the ladder match, obviously. Were the only two matches that are like, you know what, man, like that's something we don't get all the time.
The KO match was with the spot. I mean, it was all right.
Yeah, but that's cool. Oh no, the spot was great and the banter was great. I just feel like that's like the emotion you need for a crowd type of match.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I am so excited for the John Cena match tomorrow.
Yes,
like, I'm so excited. Like they don't even.
For them to make the decision to put Taker on tonight and not tomorrow,
it has to be.
It has to be good, right? Like. It has to be good.
Or they put on a night because they know it's not as good, and they know that you'll watch it tomorrow, waiting to think it's as good. So
Well, that's it. I guess
Yeah,
they're gonna
they-
want to end with
if-
Drew and Brock.
If the Firefly Funhouse match sucked and it played tonight, you wouldn't watch the Boneyard match tomorrow.
That's fair.
that's fair.
That's a good.
fair.
That's a good.
And,
that's a good
and
observation.
you know what? It's not gonna suck. Bray
won't.
Wyatt, that man is a genius when it comes to his character. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
And I
If
think
John
Cena will play games. Yeah,
exactly. I was gonna
Cena-
say John Cena, man.
John Cena did that promo, that squash promo, and WWE removed it from everything. Like WWE did not want that. Like it was in Wrestler Observer today. The WWE pulled.
You
The
talking
promo did
about
last
the
night?
match where but talking about how there's no like John Cena of this generation.
No, he did a promo last night on WWE.com. It was like a WWE.com exclusive. I think I sent it to you guys this afternoon. And like he's like, look, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, is just Husky Harris. He's like, I'm not afraid of him. And he literally just shit on the whole process of like what the Fiend has gotten popular for. Like he's like Bray Wyatt, or the Fiend is Bray Wyatt, is Husky Harris. He's like, this isn't gonna be a match. I'm gonna bury.
Well,
Bray
I
Wyatt.
guess that means he's not going to be Husky Harris tomorrow, or maybe it is a spoiler and he is.
That was the precursor to set it up.
You know what? I'm glad. I thought when he was in the hole, the Undertaker was in the hole. I thought he was going to come, as the dead man or whatever. But I'm glad they didn't bring the dead man, because I feel like this character you can open up to do so much more now. Like just down the road, as you say, if he wants one last run, like he doesn't have to be this scary old man, 15 minutes to the ring kind of guy anymore. Just he's a badass now. That's fine.
I know Strunk. I know you guys think, like, I don't think he's gonna perform more than he has been. I know, like, that's the hope. I know it's Strunk shit wrestling. I'm not trying to shit on you, Strunk. I'm not. I don't think he's gonna perform more because he has a new gimmick than he was before.
It was 2 years ago where he did like a Hell in the, or he did a
SummerSlam and Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, he did a handful more matches than he did, and then he slowed down again. But I could see him wrestling 5 times.
He wrestled 5 times last year.
Well, the Saudi shows.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, with the Saudi shows, I guess.
Well, he wrestled SummerSlam, the Saudi, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. Maybe 4.
John
both
Cena,
5.
WWE censors John Cena's comments about Bray Wyatt from SmackDown promo. Here, I'll send it to you. The Sports Store has the whole thing. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good, man.
Well.
I'll have to say I did enjoy tonight's show. I'm looking forward till tomorrow. Is there any picks that you guys would like to change? You can change one pick if you'd like to.
Let me look.
I'm gonna change Dolph to Otis. I honestly didn't understand the I haven't been watching the storyline at all. So when you guys mentioned that, I didn't realize that Sonya was responsible for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought like she was just involved. I don't like these. What did the drinking game say? These cuck storylines. I don't like them, so I try to avoid them. But I'm not going to give away a good pick. I made some risky picks today.
We all went 5-3 today, for the record.
Well, I'm looking. I'm trying to see if I need to change.
You guys have 6 wins, and I have 5 wins.
I don't think. Did I count wrong?
Elias. You got Elias, the Kabuki. Oh no, you picked the Kabuki Warriors. That's why.
Yeah, and you had Alexa.
So
then,
Ferdy's in the lead.
No, because Ferdy picked Goldberg and we picked Braun. That was the other one that was a wash. And then you picked AJ, and we picked.
I'm
Taker.
looking at tomorrow though, as I think me and you have all the same picks, Strunk.
No, because you definitely don't, because I have Brock winning.
Oh, okay, my bad.
All right, so let's see here. Ferdy, Goldberg. I'm gonna. All right, let's pick your winner. So you pick Taker, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn,
Shayna,
Alexa.
Oh, you're picking winners.
Yeah, and Elias. So you have 5.
Yeah,
there's really none. There's really none I want to change. I don't think tomorrow's card's gonna be nearly as good as today's card.
John Morrison, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Braun. Because I picked AJ and Shayna.
Right.
If I just went the safe bet with the Undertaker, I'd be at the lead.
Right. We all have 3 losses and 5 wins. So
there's not a lot of gimmicky matches tomorrow. It's gonna be a real big the last man standing match, and Firefly Funhouse match, and that's it, man. Like, I mean, you got the fatal 5-way, but it's gonna be a very empty arena show type dealio.
I honestly think, and I'm getting my hopes up for this one, the Brock Lesnar Drew McIntyre match goes over 10 minutes.
I think so too.
Really?
Brock Lesnar showed at the Rumble that he's willing to work for somebody who's going to be a good champion.
I agree with that. Even the Raw when he kicked his ass and he said, "Pick up the title."
Yeah.
You know, like that just shows you like a different side of Brock, that he's a professional. You know, you kind of like that a little bit.
And nothing has come out lately other than how much of a professional Brock is and how much he cares about his people.
Well, apparently and I think that Brock chewed Vince a new asshole.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we talked
about
that
Mania tapings.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think Brock plans on doing this for
much longer.
Yeah, because obviously he doesn't have to. Like he's been with WWE for how long now? 8 years. He's been back.
2012.
Yeah, 8 years. So he's made $5 million a year for 8 years
or more. He made 10 last year.
Yeah, because he was a main eventer.
I mean, and the Saudi money of the last couple of years is paying him huge too. You know,
exactly. So he doesn't need to do this anymore and putting up with Vince.
And he's frugal. He's frugal as hell. He doesn't spend his money either.
Like he doesn't even pay his kids' cell phone bill.
Right.
Like, do you read that news article? Like he teaches like his
Have
kids
you seen his kids?
Let's not go there, Ferdy. Let's not go there, Ferdy.
No,
I'm
just saying they're
kids. Yeah.
Brock's gonna show up to your house and beat the
living. All right, let's wrap it up. We'll do this again tomorrow. We went for a solid hour again tonight. Thanks for everyone for watching. If you're on Twitch, throw us a follow. Reach out to us on Twitter. And we are now on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify. So
a quick note on that. If you search for Backstage Brawl podcast on YouTube and you see older ones from 2017, we did acquire the naming rights to this podcast from a gentleman. So if you see older podcasts, you can still watch them. We are not responsible for them, so we are not responsible for the content.
Disclaimer 101.
Disclaimer, they're great.
I honestly haven't watched them. They're like 2.5 hours a piece.
That's a little much.
Great dude, though. Hey, shout out to Chris Root. Thank you for the rights to the channel, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Let's do it. All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully 10 o'clock again. That's a great finish time for WrestleMania. So
it really is.
See you guys later.